Nothing on this show is authorized by the Food and Drug Administration, and nothing said here is intended to treat, cure, prevent, or diagnose any disease. Contact your physician before starting a diet or exercise regimen, including supplementation. This is not medical advice and is for entertainment purposes only.
This is what I do. The company name is True Farm Wellness Innovation. Innovation means we keep some kind of innovation out here alive, always. We are known for innovations in India, but from the perspective of Indian market, not from the US market, because US is way farther, way forward in terms of innovation when it comes to nutraceutical. India is still just warming up to the idea of consuming nutraceutical in their day-to-day life. Having said that, a lot of new things are happening in India, but we are not behind. People are doing a lot of new things, like the people which you met, the Good Gum people. That's a very innovative product. Nobody ever thought of doing that before. That is one of the unique things which we are doing over here in terms of a snackable product which is healthy. Having said that, in nutraceutical, what we see to it that we are creating some of the formulas which are not done before over here. Things like usage of ashwagandha in pre-workout, usage of carnitine in an EEA supplement for fat burn as well as for hydration, for muscle maintenance, stuff like that. So yeah, that's about it. We see to it that we are creating and bringing something new out here whenever we are creating any kind of supplement. Then there are limitations. When it comes to limitations, there is a governing body by the name FSSAI, which limits what you can use, how much you can use. And there are so many ingredients which we can't use over here in India, so many dosages which we can't increase in India. A very surprising fact, which if at all I'll tell you, is about creatine. The dosage, normal dosage everywhere in the world will be 5 grams a serving. Over here it is limited at 3 grams.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Yes.
At least it's not 300 milligrams. That would be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's listed.
There are limitations.
There are limitations.
I think in a perfect world, like there could be dosage limits on certain things that would make sense. Like if we brought ephedra back in the United States, there should be dosage limits on that.
So ephedra is banned over here.
Well, of course, but it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. That's what I believe. One of the reason, I believe it used to be used in cold medicine before. Just some years back in US, in India, it was very rampantly available in cold medicines.
Yeah, but
pseudoephedrine was always there.
Were you around during the herbal days, like herbal ephedra, where it was just like, it was chef's kiss.
Yes.
It was like a chemically induced adrenaline rush.
I love ephedra. I have used it like a junkie. And it used to give me a clear way of thinking. It used to give me a nice stimulation effect. It was an amazing ingredient, but now it's not available.
I know.
So it's not even available in
India. Are there a lot of brand owners like you?
There are a lot of brand owners who believe in innovation. And then there are brand owners who follow the path which is already laid by everyone else.
Which is?
There are many. I will not love to name them because they are kind of competitor. But then the thing is that
are we talking like gray area, or are we talking like super compliant kind of?
Super compliant.
Okay.
Everyone has to be super compliant if at all you want to build a brand. If you just want to sell product and run away after some months, then that's a different story. There are some brands who are doing that, but then that is not what is going to keep you alive. Just recently, which I was just talking to TK, if you want to build a brand and take an exit and build something out of your life, then you will have to be compliant.
Yeah.
The company which I was just talking about is Wellbeing Nutrition. They took home 1,500 crores just last week. In just 5 years' time.
I don't know what that means, and when you say that to me,
I'm
thinking that's a lot of crows.
Crore is that 15 million?
Yes. No, much more.
150 million.
150 million.
That's still a lot of crows.
It's crores. It's crazy. The owner took home 800 crores, Indian 800 crores.
Well, that's pretty good too.
That's amazing. I believe that's amazing. And it is not about money. It is not about the money. I believe it is about that achievement. Because that money you can't spend. It is inhumanly possible to spend that kind of money.
So Riz, tell us about your story of how you came up and you started to want to launch a brand in India. I know that you have experience with visiting the US.
Obviously.
And learning from the US
a lot of brands and the innovation done over there.
So how did you get started? You're obviously you're a big guy. You obviously lift, which is just to put it out there, kind of.
You're like the only one that we've seen.
Yeah, like protein consumption here is low. So generally speaking, I know there's younger people that are exercising here. I know that the younger generation definitely is into fitness. But if you go out and walk around on the street, it's a fractional of a percent.
True.
But you're like the biggest guy here.
Yes. One of the reasons, because this is not what I actually envisioned to become. As a 18-year-old lad, when I started in this industry, supplements were not even available in India at that point of time. I'm talking about year 2000, 1999, 2000. Supplements were not even available in India. And I had this fascination of building body. And I started with my first business as a gym owner. I opened my first gym at the age of 19
Where? That's pretty cool.
with no money in my pocket. I took over a dying gym, just did all the right things which I wanted to have as a gym member, and it became a success. And from there on, I opened another one, I opened another one, I opened another one. And I realized one fact about myself, that I love fitness, I love this industry, I think I can build something out of it. Luckily, I was lucky enough to be in relation and in friendship and mentorship of some of the best people of this industry in India. One from the supplement industry, one from the fitness industry by the name Mr. Kaizad Kapadia. He is like the Ed Cohen of India in the education of fitness. He's no more. He left us just 3 years back. And he was my biggest motivator, trainer, and the coach of my life, my mentor.
So
Along with
he's
him,
kind of how you got this big then.
he is the one who refined me.
Yeah.
He's the one who refined me. He's the one who made me who I am today. He's the one who made me realize that you should chase science. You should not be chasing gimmicks.
Yeah.
And it is his love of fitness and his mentorship. I was also trying to become at least 1% of him. If at all you guys would have met him, you would have been in awe of him, because he's a man of science. Having said that, because my friend was the one who brought optimum nutrition in India, and I saw his journey from the day he launched the brand in India and the way he created that brand and improved that brand's reach in India and made supplement a local and a very easy to understand subject. With him, I learned what supplement business is all about. And because I was always in love with this industry, my first course, a formal course in sports nutrition, was of nutrition science. So I am a certified sports nutritionist first. And then I did the course of training. And then I did courses on special population training. When I use the word special population, it means people with some kind of injury, people with some kind of ailment and stuff.
Sarcopenia.
Everything. So how to train them, how to take care of them, what are the things to be taken care of. And not because of that course I understand supplement science. It is because for my love for that innovation and research. I used to purchase supplements from US with PayPal. And it used to
Nice.
take me close to 1 month to get hold of that supplement because of the duties and the logistical time frame 20 years before. I used to purchase supplements like that at that point of time. I was always interested in those. Not just that, and when I realized that purchasing supplement from US is going to be tedious and it is taking time and not everything was available in India, because I was learning the science of sports nutrition, I started purchasing ingredients from the local chemist and the medical stores. And I started creating my stack, using them, understanding their effects. Like chromium picolinate was available 20 years before also at a chemist store, but for the diabetes patients.
Only for diabetes. So it was a medicine?
It was a medicine. But for me, it was a mineral which will help me like a GDA, glucose disposal agent.
course.
Because I was always in love with arts, and I have always been in love with music and arts, designing per se, my gyms were always amazing in terms of look and feel. Same I applied while creating products, the packaging. Because I understand the science and the art of it, I created design which were very successful. I have been a part of a company called Big Flex. Before this particular company of mine, I was the co-owner of that particular company. And I launched some of the best sports supplement in India at that point of time, 7 years before. There is a product called Nuke. which became a super hit. Why? Because in India, pre-workout, made in India pre-workout was never a thing. Because I was a stimulation junkie.
Of course.
And I understood.
Well, I mean,
what-
it's going to be the hottest selling category. Like
yes,
aside from
maybe at that
protein-
point of time, people were purchasing pre-workouts of international brands like BSN, Optimum Nutrition, and so on and so forth. And even Jack 3D, yes, Jack 3D was available at that point of time, and the original one. So I created that pre-workout with those things in my mind: the science of it, the taste, the texture, the aftertaste, the mixability, all those things with a very amazing packaging.
Were those modeled off of American brands that you looked up to?
Can you repeat that again?
Were those modeled off of American brands that you looked up to, that you were
Oh,
inspired by?
obviously, my inspiration was Eno Explode at that point of time. I wanted to make something around the lines of Eno Explode. I believe Eno Explode was also a very amazing pre-workout.
I think it was definitely one of the pioneers.
Yes, believe me, it was an amazing product. It made me more motivated to create that particular pre-workout. And then from there on, I created a lot of categories for joint health, for gut health. I was the first one to launch KSM Ashwagandha in the sports nutrition category. Nobody in India was doing KSM Ashwagandha. I was the first one to launch that in sports nutrition.
So it was Ayurvedic only.
What?
So
Ayurvedic only.
this opens an interesting line of questioning.
Yeah,
We visited a lot of different facilities while we were
Right.
here. A lot.
right,
One of them would not allow us to film
right.
and they're very massive. They're a company in Delhi, and I'm sure you can start connecting some dots on who I'm talking about.
One of the largest conglomerates.
The largest.
The largest.
The largest Ayurvedic FMCG brand in India.
So we went in there and we found out that there's these different tracks. So that they believe that there are certain Ayurvedic ingredients that if they are Ayurvedic ingredients, that they cannot be in dietary supplements because it's an Ayurvedic thing. And there are lobbies in the government for all the Ayurvedic stuff to maintain its conservation status. So like that tradition doesn't get lost. And I was like, okay, theoretical here. I want to launch a product that has Shilajit, Tribulus, and maca root and sell it as a supplement. Can I do that? And they're like, no, you cannot. And I said, why not? And they said, because Shilajit and Tribulus are considered Ayurvedic. Specifically, Shilajit is exclusively Ayurvedic. Tribulus is an exception. It can go into both.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how,
Yes, so-
how is this not
So this is a
confusing?
challenge out here. There are product categories and then there are limitations.
Yeah.
So what happens is Shilajit, and one of the very important fact which I love to talk about is Shilajit as a product, as an ingredient out here. As you know, the real Shilajit is to be extracted from the mountains, and to extract it at that particular altitude and that limited resource, it's a very, very tough job.
Well, as much as Shilajit's boom, don't you think they've scraped the mountains yet?
No, so the thing is that what I personally know and I understand, not all Shilajit is the real Shilajit.
Of course.
The real Shilajit is very hard to find. It is very hard to extract and process. The process itself is also a very different and tedious thing. Having said that, most of the Shilajit is the basic synthetically created fulvic acid.
Of course.
And then there is limitations of the government which states Ayurvedic ingredients are supposed to be in Ayurvedic formulas. Allopathic ingredients, which is the amino synthetically created ingredients, are supposed to be in the allopathic formulas. So there is a clear distinction. And then there are certain ingredients and their dosages which are not allowed in nutraceutical. The case in point is vitamin D3.
Yeah.
I can't use heavy dose vitamin D3 in my nutraceutical formula. It is supposed to be a drug according to our law.
Then there's that. Yeah. Then there's other things that are like nutritional ingredients where we come from that if they're at a right dose or if they're at a certain form, then they're a drug. So like there is a drug version of vitamin D3, there's a nutraceutical form of vitamin D3, and there's an Ayurvedic form of vitamin D3. And it's so hard to understand like what lane to stay in when all these things like to us fall into all the same bucket in the United States.
So what happens is, in India it's a clear demarcation. for a brand to be called as nutraceutical. And when you are running a nutraceutical brand, you have certain rules to follow, ingredient limitations to follow, and the same doesn't apply to your drug license.
Yeah.
If you are creating a company which is going to be manufacturing drugs, which is medicine, then your limitations are separate, but the certifications are also separate. Now the challenge is, you may ask, Rizwan, why don't you create your company as a drug company? Just take the license and make 60,000 IU vitamin D3. No, my friend, because I will not be able to sell it at the desired price. Now the government places price limitation on drugs in India.
What? And that's the other thing is like, do the co-mans, do they have licenses for Nutra, for drug, and for Ayurvedic, like all three in the same manufacturer?
Yes, so you have 3 different licenses.
So
Ayush
then it's
license
all the same too.
in
Well,
India.
it's what we figured out yesterday is that it's fixed for a couple people.
Yeah.
There's a few people that have been able to monopolize on both sides, and they lobby for it, and then they run the rules because their product lines, their historical products, will maintain in the marketplace and maintain dominancy. And they will not let
We
things
figured
cross
that
over.
out yesterday.
Yeah, and they won't let things cross over because that'll create
It's
competition.
their market share.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, which is a disservice to the consumer.
In a way, yes. But at the same time, there are limitations for a reason. So that the
How long
brand
has
owners,
FSI been around?
FSI has been around like since last 10 years.
Last 10 years?
Yeah, before that it used to be a normal body which used to govern all these things. When supplements actually started getting sold a lot and a lot of new companies started popping up, so this control actually came in place. See, I'll say this control is also very important. Otherwise, anyone and everyone will start creating something which will not be actually legal, which will not be like ephedrine as a case in point. People were using ephedrine stimulation, heavy dosages in the pre-workouts, which is quite risky. For an untrained person, it will give him cardiovascular issues.
Sure.
For people like you and me who are used to it, who understand the science and who know how to use it for their benefit instead of abuse. So that's a different story for people like us. But for people who are untrained, the young minds, they will just take some weird dosage and they will die.
So to clear it up for the listener, in the U.S., we basically have like 3 tracks. We have the food, we have drugs, and we have dietary supplements, which kind of hang out in their own little world. When you're labeling a product and it says supplement facts on the back, it would need to say dietary supplement on the front, and there are specific labeling requirements that are associated with that. Same thing if you have a food. It has a nutritional facts panel, and then there's certain rules on which types of claims that you can say. In a nutritional facts panel, on a nutritional facts label, you can't make structure function claims.
But you can make content claims.
But you can make content claims like this contains 30 grams of protein, right? That would be a content claim. Now, in India, there's 3 tracks in the sort of
Nutraceutical.
We also have drug facts in the drug side.
right. That's what I'm saying. There's drugs and there's food. So like the U.S., there's basically 3. You can sometimes cross from food to supplement depending on like what type of category it is. But usually anything that has like a lot of compounded ingredients, like a pre-workout, it's obviously going to go into the dietary supplement category. And more, if you want to even hone it in more just from a marketing standpoint, we call that sports nutrition, right? But here there is Ayurvedic, which is almost like a
That's
traditional.
covered by Ayush.
Yeah, that's governed by
I have
Ayush.
800 different extracts that are cordoned off just for those guys.
Okay,
Yes.
there's let me just for the listener.
Sorry.
So there's that. Then there is like supplements. What is that called?
FSI.
Nutraceutical.
Nutraceutical.
Okay.
You have to mention nutraceutical.
So
Says it on the front.
Yes, it's out there on the front.
Nice.
Then there's food, and then there's drugs. So you guys have like an additional category that we
That's
don't
Ayurvedic.
that we don't have, right?
Yes, Ayush.
Yeah, but there are specific rules as to what is Ayurvedic
True.
and what is not.
What is not.
And you cannot cross the 2 over. But in our world, we want to cross the 2 over because of innovation.
True.
They don't want to cross it over. There's 2
There is
reasons
a
I
reason
feel like.
also. There is a cultural reason behind
Yes,
it.
there's cultural, and then there's like the tradition, and then there's the money part.
Yeah, even the money part. But then I'll be very honest with you. According to the Indian Vedas, Ayurveda is a very age-old manuscript in which certain herbs and plants are actually mentioned.
It's
as
essentially
medicine.
the start of dietary
So the
supplements.
idea
Where
is-
dietary supplements actually get its traditional start in the world.
So
Yeah.
what is going to be considered as Ayurvedic is the thing which is mentioned in those Vedas, the Ayurveda manuscripts, rather than the new age ingredients or herbs which we have innovated or researched or found. They are not considered because of that also.
I mean, there's 800 herbs listed in Ayurveda, like in the original texts.
Not just that, but even the usages of them.
Oh.
Yeah, we got the book yesterday. We were
You got the book?
gifted-
We have a really good book through one of our partners.
Wow.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
gifted it from Sun.
From Sun Pure Extracts.
Sun Pure Extracts.
And
Oh, wow.
they had it published in the UK. They had it published in the UK for the purpose of educating a foreign market.
But the book is comprehensive.
Yes.
It shows
I also have my hands
it shows
on
the
that.
plant. It shows its Latin term, what it stems from, whether it's the stem, leaf, root, and then it even has its use cases.
Yes.
So like this is basically how it could be marketed. It's almost like having a marketing materials for over 800 ingredients. You go to a trademarked ingredient supplier, they're going to give you something similar. Obviously, they're going to give you testing results and stuff like this. This doesn't have testing results, but it has kind of like a one-pager of this is what it is, this is how it's listed, this is how it's labeled, this is the dosage that it's supposed to be taken at, and these are the claims that you can have associated with this. And it's all in one nice, beautiful book of all the different herbs.
Yes. And we even have a complete list of ingredient. Any ingredient.
So is all this stuff online? Do you just like
that,
put it
that
online?
list is online.
Ayush. You can just go to the Ayush website.
There too, all the lists are available online.
Do
Even
they have the
FSI
same
list
thing
is
for
available.
Fasai?
Yes, even for that it is available online.
Okay.
I can give you that PDF, and that is actually upgraded almost every 6 months.
Really?
Yes. And we get the shock of our life sometimes in that now you're excluded. This particular ingredient is not there.
You got to change everything.
Yes, sir. That's a different kind of challenge as a brand owner when we are making the label.
I wonder if there are trade organizations just for the nutritional side, because I know there's trade organizations for Ayush.
For nutrition, there is not.
You should create one.
We want to create one, and we want to.
Let's go
We
walking
want.
it down.
Yeah. So I just quite recently got a email from the FSI to become their panelist on board. But then the limitation is that I should not be an owner of a brand, and now I'm an owner of the brand, so I can't be.
Find someone else that you know.
Yes,
and
I'll
stick
have to
them
do
in
something
there.
like that.
Surely you have a brother or cousin or something.
What about
Yes.
someone in the ingredients company or
So
industry?
the same thing, the same challenges. You can't be a owner of a company which is actually going to be proposing or promoting that particular product
Let me do it.
or ingredient. Yeah, but you're not a national.
I can do it.
He can do it. So
There we
that's
go.
about it. So there is a lot of things which we will be, and I'll tell you something. It's evolving.
Yeah.
Nutraceutical industry is evolving in India. It is still at a nascent stage and it is still booming like crazy. And the kind of news which we are hearing now of the companies which are doing successful exit, and why I'm using the word exit, because as an entrepreneur, one fine day you want to bank that.
Yeah.
And people are able to do that.
Who are they selling to? Are there like larger conglomerates or like venture capital groups? that are
Venture
buying
capital
these?
groups
Okay.
or the existing MNCs who want to get into that space. And what better than having an already ready-made market of a particular ingredient and a product just to take it over and just now pump more capital, make it more bigger.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've been noticing around here, just as we've been taking flights and things like that. If you open up the magazines inside the airplanes, they're advertising investment
Yes,
for
sir.
real estate, for all different types of loans and acquisitions. So it shows you that there's just a massive amount of emerging opportunities in
Every
India, where
single
all
day.
this international money is trying to come here and sort of get away.
Every single day.
Because we've talked about this a couple times during this trip. India is a new nation, and it has a mostly youthful population.
True.
Under 35.
Yes.
650 million? What's the
650 million people, 1.6 billion people in India.
Yeah, 1.4.
1.4.
300 million, the upper middle class.
So there's just a massive opportunity of people emerging in which they're having more income, they're educated, they're more likely to spend more, and now, especially with social media and the people here becoming more global, they're getting more into fitness. more than ever. So there is just a huge opportunity for brands to come into India, but there was one issue, and that's I think the price comparison.
And not only that, but playing by the rules is harder.
Playing by the rules, and the fact that when you come over here, if you're coming from USD to the rupee, you're going to have to find a way to price match, and that means you're going to have to somehow make whatever you're making anywhere else a lot cheaper. So the real flex, the thing to do, is to make your products here.
True.
Which we've learned that there's actually some pretty good manufacturers here too.
Very true.
Yeah.
And some of the best brands are actually manufacturing over here, from Optimum Nutrition, Labrada. So many brands are now.
You want to just tell them about that region?
About?
Where Tirupati is?
Poundeshai. Oh, that
what is
particular region.
That's all they do.
That particular region is filled with manufacturing units, which are top class, which are world class manufacturing unit. Even Bangalore, where you visited, one of my very close friend, British Biologicals, they have a factory which is so automated that not even a single person is needed inside the factory, and the factory size will be of at least an acre, 2 acre, just the automated part. In that 2 acre, you don't even have to enter. The ingredient will be picked by the machine, the mixing will be done by the machine, the packaging will be done by the machine, and even the logistical dispatch at the warehouse will be done by the machine. Everything is automated.
I'm fully erect.
Yes, one of the most automated protein manufacturing facility in India right now is that one.
Is that the one that we met those guys?
You never met them. You didn't met them.
We need Karthik.
They are more into
Yeah.
they are more into the OTC nutraceutical as of now, not the sports nutraceutical. When I use the word,
we could make them change
they
their
were
mind.
Bharat Reddy, one of the owners of the company. The owner of the company, not one of the owner of the company. He is more of a racing fanatic. You will see him at the racing.
F1?
Yes, sir. You will see him.
Really?
You will see him at the racetrack more than the factory. But he is a very innovative guy, and he is one of the brains behind the whole factory automation. And he used to have a very successful nutraceutical brand in India, but he was too early to launch a manufacturing unit in sports nutrition 10-15 years before, and that time the market had not exploded. And so he went back to his roots, which was OTC protein, which is for geriatric care, for child care, those kind of packaged protein powders, which is available for the general masses at a very low dose, good quality premium products, but that for the FMCG category, not for the sports nutrition fanatics like us. So he's the one who can actually bring a crazy revolution also in the market, for sure. He had even launched a US brand by the name BP Nutrition. BN Nutrition, yes, BN Labs. BN Labs is the brand name in US.
So let's get into the distribution and how it works here.
So
how does it get to people's hands?
Yeah. So we've noticed that there's two things. There's a bunch of retail stores, but there's not really there's only really one major sort of retailer, which is called a pharmacy here.
They've seen Apollo a lot.
no, you saw Apollo. So
Kind of like a GNC.
So I'll tell you the demarcation distribution out here. There are 3 kind of resellers in offline. The one is the usual standalone supplement store owner.
Yeah, just mom and pop.
There are very few chain supplement store owners. Very few. When I say chain, they have more than 5, 6 or 10.
So those are mom and pops that have grown to multiple stores.
They are the ones who have actually opened their first one, then they opened the second and third, and so on and so forth.
Nice.
And then there is the pharmacy chain, the chemist shop, which we say, the medical store, there are druggist, the multiple names which we use over there. Medical store is the very common name out here. Having said that, they are the ones who have got organized by the name Apollo, which the one you saw. There's another one which is very, very big called Wellness Forever. Then there is Noble Chemist, and so on and so forth. And then regionally, at all the other states, they have separate brands which have pharmacy stores like that. Now, just quite recently, they have started stocking up on nutraceutical, but not your pre-workout, not the aminos, but the whey protein.
They're never going to take something like Freaky Wolf, though.
No.
But if you made something like very
a tablet, a
very
product like this,
mainstream.
a product like a tablet for fat loss, GDA, they will stock it
It's just got to be packaged very
like this.
very clean. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like our CVS or Walgreens.
Yes, CVS and Walgreens. And then we have modern trade. But CVS and Walgreens will fall in the category of modern trade over here. Even those pharmacy chain will fall in the modern trade category, but they are still available like a small store at every nook and corner and every block, as you may say. But the bigger chains like D-Mart, Reliance Mart, and those like Walgreens and all, they are also now stocking up sports nutrition. But again, not the specialized product. India is now dominantly and aggressively using whey protein.
It's not.
It is.
It is?
It is crazily using.
Well, we went to there's a place in the airport last night that had whey protein.
Yes, whey protein is crazily available.
But most of it's imported, and I think that's kind of stupid.
No, not necessarily. Now there are some of the brands which are doing some amazing job.
There was a lot of
quality.
well-being.
Well, and there's a lot of milk in this country too.
No, so the raw material is still imported.
The whey liquid.
The whey powder is raw material, which is
that domestic dairy market for how much dairy is consumed for food, for chai, and for like people and for the general masses.
So Uday, what is happening is in India, hardly one or two companies have invested in the whey processing unit.
There's Parag that's here in town.
Yes. So the thing is, there is only two company or one company, namely Amul, which is the leader in the dairy manufacturing. Another one is Parag Foods, which is actually creating their whey protein. That is probably one of the only company which has its own raw material. Otherwise, every single brand in India, made in India, brand of India or imported brand, which is getting made in India, they are using the raw material which is imported from either New Zealand, either Poland, either from America, Glanbia.
I would pass on that. You got to have some Indian stuff, some Indian
The
whey.
Avatar is the brand which you should be trying, and you will love the taste. You'll love the flavor, texture.
I looked into those guys, and I looked into like their manufacturing facility. I guess they have an office over here. It's
Just
not
nearby, quite nearby.
Yeah, it's not there. It's not the actual facility with the cows.
No, that's an office.
Yeah, and it's right here in Mumbai.
Yes, sir. The office is just next door.
But you know that the cows they have are American cows.
They have.
Yeah, and
They have their own land, own
there's
cow,
actually
own processing unit.
What?
Santa Gertrudis is the only true American breed.
Where's Holstein come from?
Someplace in Europe.
Holstein sounds.
More European to me.
German or Jewish?
Yeah.
Germanish.
The only true American breed
Is
that's
the
registered
Santa
is the Santa Gertrudis.
I'm looking up where Holsteins come from because we need to know.
The Santa Gertrudis is a beef breed. It's not a milk cow.
But Avatar is like the you know that they would sell you whey, sell your contract manufacturers. They won't.
They are actually falling short for their own production.
Are you for real?
Because
Yes,
demand
sir.
is high.
The demand is so crazy.
And also, it's probably hard to get large volume of whey protein here at the
Yeah.
same. Because
What-
even we're having a trouble.
What about the rest of it? Are they making paneer or like what? So they usually.
So the thing is that what I just mentioned is they are not ready to invest in the infrastructure of whey extraction. The water is there.
The demand is.
The remaining water from the process of paneer and cheese making is there. But the investment in the machinery to extract whey protein from that remnant is not there.
By the way, German, Dutch, Holstein.
Didn't I say German?
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about the distribution channel. So how does Strong Nation? How do you distribute? What is your sales? So, like in America, it's very similar. There's most of the companies are essentially marketing companies, right?
True.
Their co-man's doing the heavy lifting as far as
Just one correction out here. One of the company in India, they use the supplement, they understand supplement, and they create supplement from the perspective of science and the usage of the consumer. When I say that, most of the Indian company owners of food supplements, you will see, they are not actually users of it. They themselves don't work out,
right.
which is not a right thing.
But you are doing this.
I am doing that.
You're living it.
And we live it. Yeah. We understand the science of supplement. One of the reasons we are not doing whey protein in our company, because now I don't have anything to offer on table. No innovation is left to offer because some of the very good brands.
You don't have to. It's all about availability these days.
Yes, sir. And it has become more of a commodity.
Well, that's the problem is the margin.
Yeah, but if it gets your brand in the door, like I'm thinking of like, how do you get into Apollo? How do you get into like all these little pharmacies and stuff? What's your Trojan horse? It's going to bring in stuff like this.
Yes, innovation.
Yes.
Because nobody is working on innovation. Nobody is actually even having brains. So there are very few who are doing innovation in the
I have to
category.
commend the amount of educational content that you put on these labels.
Yes,
is
sir.
like
Have to.
so much value.
Otherwise, they will not purchase it.
You need a magnifying glass, but like,
Yeah, but this particular, I had space limitation. At the same time, what I'm gonna do, a very unique innovation which I'm gonna bring in India, I will reveal on this podcast. I'm gonna actually bring NFC on my products in India, which means my consumer at an offline store will be able to just touch his mobile to the product, and there will be a pop-up on his phone to show everything about that product, what is in there, how to use it, why to use it.
You're gonna film a little video of you in here. Like,
I'll do
telling
that
them.
also. I'll do that. I'll do the
They
Indianized
tap their
version.
phone and you pop up and start talking about the product.
I will. Something like that.
So Riz, that's a reflection of, we were talking to one of your employees, he's 21 years old, he's one of your graphic designers, he's obviously very informed. This is a reflection of the new generation, the new wave. They want information.
They want information, and in India now they don't go by the marketing gimmicks anymore.
Yeah.
They want something which is actually going to make sense, which is a cleaner label, ingredients which make sense, ingredients in the right dosages. There is something like putting in 100 mg of ashwagandha and then putting 600 mg of real time effective dose of ashwagandha. The 600 one is gonna work.
So let's talk.
But that doesn't stop people from doing the 100 milligram stuff.
It will never stop. See, I used to be a very angry person for this particular subject some years before, but then I realized there are three categories of people. One who just wants shit at a price.
Maybe they're new. Maybe they're new. Here.
No. Some of the time they are actually very ignorant,
Okay.
not ready to inquire or research. They just want something which is cheaper.
Sure.
A budget consumer.
They want to fool themselves.
Yeah.
And then there are some people who are very arrogant. They only want something which is super premium, whether the ingredient, dosage or anything is making sense. It just has to be expensive. And then there are some educated ones. They will research the ingredient, they will research the dosage, they will understand the legacy of the company. Okay, whether the owners are right or whether this company's ethos, belief system is in the right
What
place.
you're talking about is when we do brand therapy with
And
brands.
these are the brands which are actually succeeding in India now, finally.
We determine them in three categories. There's a budget buyer, that's
Yeah.
the cheap guy. There's a premium buyer, that's the expensive guy. And then there is a value buyer, that's the person in the middle. They're looking for value, bang for buck. The premium wants brand. They like the exclusivity of it.
Yes, sir.
There's a certain status symbol. And then there's obviously the budget consumer where they're simply just going based off of price and flavor.
So what I have noticed is, in a supplement store, when you enter, there are three levels of the shelf. The top layer, which is going to be having all the imported stuff and the premium. The center layer, which is going to be cost effective but good quality, good packaging. And the bottom layer, which is shit.
And they organize it that way.
And they even organize it that way nowadays. If at all you'll notice.
It's
you'll
harder to
realize.
shoplift up high.
So when you're doing sales, like what does your sales outreach look like?
Oh, in terms of numbers?
No, like if you're doing like B2B sales or direct to consumer.
In terms of percentage, as of now, we were very dominantly a B2B company and not B2C company, D2C company. We were more dominant on the B2B side, and we used to have more than 80% of our B2B sale in terms of our sales.
So that's your sales pit out there too.
No, this is still our background team. The
Okay.
field team is separate.
Oh.
There are people on the field who go to the stores and explain about the product and then do the sale.
So you got road guys.
Yes, we do have. We need to have. You need to have.
Yeah.
In India, you need to have. But that is also slowly, effectively changing now. I'll come to that point. And 20% used to be our online D2C. But now, it is going to change. We are now focusing more to become a more than 50% D2C company and less B2B. Why, you may ask? Because the logistic is becoming very tiresome. The cost of logistics is becoming very expensive. The expectation of the distribution channel in terms of margin is becoming crazier.
Yep.
Because they also want to sell their direct consumer at a very cheaper price.
Well, and then they're going to want like exclusivity or all kinds of different perks.
A lot of challenges.
Yeah, that don't make any
And
sense.
the egos.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't want to purchase the brand because of the quality, but they want to purchase the brand because of the owner.
Or, yeah.
There's a relationship
The
there.
relationship matters. That matters. Especially in India, a country which is so widely cultural and so many different cultures and thought processes. So the relationship matters a lot.
Yeah.
Riz, can you talk about that brand that Ranveer Singh, that protein?
Super U.
Super U. How big is Super U right now?
Yeah, it's crazy. It is so crazy to speak about it because it is just hardly a year old and they are just making protein wafer bars of 10 grams of protein. Their main source of protein is yeast protein, if at all you may have heard about it.
That's the
powder?
Well, that's what I
Yes, the
mentioned.
powder, and then they launched their powder in competition of whey protein because the whey protein market in India is becoming uglier. One of the reasons which I said I don't want to do whey protein, but I didn't go to yeast protein.
So if you look at the Good Gum guy, Mayank, he had done a review. I shared it
Yeah, I
with you,
saw the
and he
review.
had a solution. Now Mayank tasted it. He's like, oh, bitter, this, that, whatever. You had a solution to it.
Nah, don't.
But the reason I'm saying this, that's okay. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
we should
Everything. No, we're not. But India's got to be ready. I'm a disruptor. The reality
Yes,
is,
the thing is-
the reality is, we got to talk real. Like I'm bottled up, but the reality is, India cannot stay bottled up. You have to look at Ranveer Singh is just an actor, and people are just crazy about an actor. He's all over everywhere. Remember, I told you're dressed like Ranveer Singh. I dressed you in the mode of what. That was my inspiration. I was like, what would Ranveer Singh wear if he was going to go disrupt the market? Dress him like
So
a
he does
sultan.
that.
Maybe I need to shoot some commercials.
You should.
But
The vampire Ranveer.
Riz, the thing about
Yes.
Riz, the thing about the reason of bringing the cowboys to India is because India needs a dose of creative ingenuity.
No doubt
See,
about
you just put the product in the hands of a Bollywood actor, and then people go crazy.
Very true.
India's better than that.
No doubt.
My India's better than that.
No doubt
You
about
get what I'm trying to say? I'm born and raised in New York City. I don't have time for bullshit.
No doubt about it.
It's
And
a
that is
bad
the truth.
product.
And the beauty of it is this, that the generation now is the Gen Z, which is more younger, educated. They understand science. They understand what works, what doesn't work. But then at the same time, it's a massive population country.
Oh, yeah.
And Bollywood works. I even told you, I think I told you or
You
you,
gave three.
just 2 days back when we were having a chat at the Vita Foods, I told you 3 things will always work in marketing in India. And there are only these 3 things. Gora, which is foreigner. Anything imported in India works wonders.
Gora literally means white.
White. Gora means white. Don't mind. Another 2.
Then my vampire gimmick could work.
Oh, it is gonna rock.
Yeah.
It is gonna rock because they automatically understand that okay, it has to be great.
What did I tell
It is
you on the
inspirational.
What did I tell you, TK, on the way in? Like, this is not going to disturb anyone. They're going to love the fact that you're embracing the culture.
Yeah. The second thing is sleaze.
Fleas?
These cells, baby.
Oh,
Sex sells. Definitely everywhere, including India.
There is
Now
a,
the third one is
we did fly
Bollywood.
We flew SpiceJet last night.
Oh man, if we could combine
You saw
sleaze,
it? Yeah.
foreign,
Sleazy.
and Bollywood together.
Oh, it's a killer mix.
Oh my god. Just put me in a movie.
No, but guys, the opportunity is going beyond.
It is beyond.
going beyond those 3.
Yeah, we can go
Or
beyond.
harness them all at once.
So, see, marketing is one very important pillar which nobody should actually ignore. One of the thing which actually a company called Whole Truth Food in India pioneered. What they did is they do the RX bar in India.
Yeah.
Same RX bar in India, but the guy at the helms of affair, the owner, he was at the forefront of it, making content, explaining what is the difference between our bar and any other bar in the market right now, and it actually clicked with the consumer. And now that company is making some crazy amount of moolah, and it's having some amount crazy amount of funding also.
But you got to bring it back to the consumer. What the marketing, driving with marketing, it's not impossible, and it's not something
Nothing is
that's
impossible.
But it's a trek up the Everest trek. This is not an overnight pursuit.
It is
But
not.
bringing you guys here is because you guys are inspired by supporting the end customer. See, in
True.
India, if we could inspire the leaders of our industry
True.
to lead with that, we've
And
met some
innovation.
leaders. We've met some leaders that are for export only.
And innovation.
Yeah, and innovation. But innovation is a byproduct of education.
True. Innovation, there is a big market out here now available, big gap, if at all I say, for innovation in nutraceutical. And if at all somebody is bringing that to the table, it is going to be successful. It is. Because now the consumers are more and more aware about the science. The consumer understand what packaging is all about. They understand what science of real-time packaging is also all about. So yeah, the market is there. People need
So
to be.
you design your own packaging.
I design my own packaging.
You have your own molds.
Own molds. This is my own mold.
Show the camera. Show the camera your sick molds.
This is my own mold. It's a 3D holographic. I've been doing this since 1 year now. 3D holographic thing. In the hologram one. This particular gallon of ours is our own mold. It's a square shape. It's a 2.2 liter gallon. BPA free and unbreakable design.
Where's that made?
It's made in India.
Well, I know it's made in India, but where?
There's a store in Palghar, a city called Palghar.
Okay.
Yeah, it's made over there. So our own molds.
Now that I've been around a little bit, I feel a little more confident and understand where things are.
That's why I was not saying this is a 3D effect and holographic material you have seen.
I like that metallized finish on there. That's
Yeah, and that metallized finishing is another pain in the ass, because you will see always a metallized finishing glossy.
yeah.
That is supposed to be only one coating. This particular bad boy is 2 coatings. That glossy has been done, but then again, this matte finish goes into a second round of processing.
Yeah.
And one of the reason it looks like this, matty. I never wanted that glossy shit.
You ever thought about doing the whole tub like that?
I want to do that. But
So
then-
what he's talking about is just like in label printing, also in the plastics production, there are, in order to get certain effects, you have to do a certain amount of passes through a machine. Different machines have different embellishment characteristics that give you the cool things that people like these days. So in context of a label, a lot of people like that holographic look on the label, but they also like the soft touch, but they also like the tactile. Those are 3 different layers, which may require 2 different passes on the machine, because the finishing machine may be doing 2 things, but that increases not only the cost, but how long it takes to make, which obviously increases the cost. So when people get these cool labels and they're coming from like a single layer print, which, you don't have an example here, they may be used to getting their labels very quickly and being very inexpensive. But when they want to come over to this more dynamic looking label that has the look, the feel that people want, it takes longer and it costs more. What's interesting is that Riz has figured this out in India, which previously, if I've ever tried to do this stuff in China or any other country, I have to teach them how we do it in America. I have to explain, hey, you have to do this machine and then this machine, and then there's a whole testing program. You've already gone through this.
Yes.
Y'all are starting to do this here, which is really
Have
cool.
you ever visited your label manufacturer?
Every time.
Oh, yeah.
Every time, not just the label manufacturer, even the ingredient sourcing we do, even the coating companies which we visit, even the bottle which we have to design, even the mold maker we visit.
So the cool thing about that is here you can do that relatively easily because
Yeah.
everything is made here.
Is your label guy in Mumbai?
We do have a label guy in Mumbai. We don't just have the label guy. We even have the pouch making guy over here in
Oh, the
Mumbai.
stand-up bags?
The stand-up bags, with the gusset and everything.
So what he was talking about the lid being a 2-pass, for example, is if you look at the inside, it's black. So there's an HDPE or PET that the actual plastic gets molded, and then they're putting a secondary coating on top of that to create sort of this metallic, sort of matted metallic look, which that takes 2 passes in order
Yeah,
to get
that's
both
so
matted
classy.
and metallic, so that sort of gunmetal sheen, which is,
This is the gunmetal one.
yeah, it takes 2 passes to do that.
This is the
Now, one
gunmetal
thing
effect.
that I would critique is it thickens the plastic,
Yes.
and so it doesn't. It kind of creates an extra layer here, which to me, feel is everything. You want precision.
More precision.
So I would increase the bottle width just slightly. To
Just
kinda,
a little bit.
Yeah. Or find a way to do a complete coating, but that would screw up the threading here. So that. If you try to do this in America, it would come off as inexpensive.
Right.
But the truth is, it's actually more expensive.
True.
But it's all about the way that you execute it. So I would refine this, but the fact that you can do it is really cool because us trying to do this in America would be so expensive that most people probably wouldn't do it.
Yeah, we can do
they
that.
would tell you to kick rocks.
Actually, but then in America, the soft touch is very common now.
Yeah.
Whereas in India, it is not common yet.
Well, it's only sourced out of China.
Yeah.
It's early. It's early. You're seeing right now an evolution in your consumer base.
Right.
You start seeing consumers that are sub 18, 18 to 30, 30 to 50. You're seeing the geriatric. Like everybody is now catering to certain demographics.
Yeah.
So the field aspect of what you're talking about, you're going to have some people that are professionals that are looking for field. They're going to be very, very precise about what they want.
I think India still has some way to go with soft touch in particular, and a lot of that has to do with environmental. So India, from what I've come to learn, actually does, you wouldn't expect it if you go outside of Mumbai, but when it comes from a manufacturing standpoint, they do care about environmental sustainability, which is such a juxtaposition.
That's the compliance.
Yeah, there's a lot of compliance here.
Yeah.
Whereas in China, you can do the spray soft touch, which is incredibly hazardous. But I don't know, you can't do it in America.
No.
And I don't know if you can do it here.
No.
That or they just don't have the technology to do it here yet.
But at the same time, the thing is, the demand was not there. When we started inquiring for your requirement,
Yeah.
the thing was that they never had the requirement over here. So what happens in that situation is the MOQ of the raw material becomes expensive for them also to source.
Yes.
Yeah, that's brand new to them.
And if at all the demand is less, then they have to do a small run. Then it becomes more expensive for them.
Yeah.
So it's an expensive affair now, doing soft touch. When the demand will be adequate in India, then it will become very normal. It will be very competitive.
Yeah, I think it'll get there.
Yeah, it is just a matter of time.
Well, that's where the bridge, like curating a bridge for direct-to-consumer brand owners to start coming to India, becoming familiar with India, getting acclimated to India, and having trust and confidence that there are partners here with competence and willingness to work, right? I mean, you've done that.
Like I said before, they're going to have to make their products here, so they're going to have to be confident. I texted one of my buddies who owns a very popular energy drink brand, and I said, you have to bring your brand here. It would completely explode. And he said, I can't find a manufacturer there that would do it. Now, the truth is, I know that he just has never been here.
That's the thing. Most people
If he would,
haven't looked.
if he would come here, he would find a very competent manufacturer that can make his beverage. But he's trying to go on Alibaba or whatever and trying to, and like that's the wrong thing to do. You got to come here. You got to get somebody like an Uday or a Riz to show you.
Riz knows beverage guys.
These are the people you need
Yes.
to go to. Go and look at the facility, and then you'll trust that they can make your beverage to the quality standard in which you want. But you got to come here to do that.
Whenever I am consulting a brand for building the brands, which I do as a passion, under my brand and consulting brand called Brand Trainer, the first thing which I make them understand is that what you actually want. You want to save money or you want to do innovation. If you want to do innovation, there are steps to follow. You want to save money, anything and everything is available. In terms of packaging, in terms of ingredient, in terms of formulation. But if you want to do innovation, you will have to have patience and you will have to have and do the legwork for that.
Yeah.
Whether it is your packaging, your effects, your formula, your ingredients which you are going to choose. You have caffeine available for 400 rupees a kg also in India. You have caffeine available for 1800 rupees a kg also in India.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
So for the viewer, we want to use 90 rupees to a dollar, just so that everyone
Yeah, so
understands.
90
quick
rupees
math.
to a dollar. 100 rupees is essentially a dollar. That's easy math.
Yes. 100 is the right max,
Yeah.
in a way.
So 1,000 rupees is like a $10.
Yes.
$10 item. Give or take, it's not perfect math, but
But you have an idea of like where we are. The scale
Yes.
of that economy
Yes.
is so vast.
The same ashwagandha, which is such a famous ingredient, that is available for 500 also, but then that is available for 3000 also. And both are called ashwagandha.
No kidding, dude. There's so many ashwagandhas here. Like, you were there when we were at Vita Foods. There are two giant ashwagandha billboards
Yes.
right next to each other.
Yes.
And it's like, what the fuck?
One is the.
Jason?
Well, I was gonna say
What
the
was?
marketing is one of them is the true and one of them is real. Like,
Yeah.
we're splitting hairs here.
Yeah.
But it's right at the front of the pavilion,
I see.
creating so much confusion in the market, not
Yeah.
adding any value.
Well, there's so many guys in the ashwagandha game that are here in India. Like, how do you stand out when I'll
With branding.
pull up the picture?
Now KSL is doing a lot of marketing
Yeah.
A lot of branding, lot of
This was
event-
at Vita Foods.
Ashwatthati, yeah.
Yeah, ashwagandha, right next to ashwagandha.
So let's talk a little bit about your products. Just give you, like,
Oh, yeah, sure.
let you plug what you got here. So you actually make a couple different things, and you have a couple different brands.
So my parent company name is, as I said in the starting, it's True Farm Wellness Innovations. I have two specific brands in it. Strong Nation, which caters in sports nutrition powders, to be specific. In Strong Nation, I am specializing in pre-workouts, aminos, muscle gainers. This is a very unique muscle gainer which I have created called SMG, small machine gun.
Clever.
It's even packaged in a very camouflage way. You can see.
I like the gold finish too.
Oh yes, it's a very premium product.
Yeah. This is an AK-47.
Yes, it's my AK-47 country, man. You will see the effects and the emblems used like that. A dog tag.
There's a lot of
What? Spill it out.
If I say his name, he'll appear. I like that you've got creatine nitrate in here.
Yes,
I'll leave
sir.
it at that. But there's a certain patent troll that exists where it's like if you have a combination of nitrates and amino acids, he'll show up. But this is India. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Like, I just like this. I mean, some of these herbs I don't know if I would do.
Nah, you don't want to know.
You don't want to know. Like we're saying, if you say his name, he'll appear. I don't know if I'd gone so much with the oh, it's a muscle gains matrix. This is like a T booster
Yes, sir.
in a pre.
So it's a triple action
Well,
product.
it's not even really a pre. Does you have no caffeine in here? So it's like electrolytes. You got citrulline. So it's like a non-stim pre with test.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's a difficult product to place.
Very true. Very well
But
said.
I'd fuck with it, you know?
PK, it's a very difficult product to even convince and make a customer understand
You have to educate.
what it is.
It reminds me of early Cellucor when you had stuff like T7 and
Like this kind of thing, you could have this for an evening workout and be fine. You can go to sleep.
Brother man, the
Yeah.
best part about this particular product is it is a triple threat kind of thing. It has tricreatine, it has electrolytes, it has amino, it has everything which will give you a very nice blood flow. It will give you muscle gain benefits and the herbs which we have put for free
I
testosterone.
put a little carbs in here. You got 1 gram probably from the flavoring. But
I have, instead of using carbs as a direct source, what I always try to use is coconut water powder.
Okay. That's where your 1 carb comes from.
Yes, sir.
Ah.
And even it gives you the amazing dose of potassium.
I mean, I didn't fuck with 5 grams of carbs.
And I have put 6 mg of boron in it,
Yeah.
which will free up your testosterone.
I get it. Mechanistically, it works great.
This product actually works wonder.
I like the Makuna in there. That's pretty sick.
Yes.
I like how he's done the knockout with the little texture on the SMG with those little triangles. Then he
Yes,
went back
sir,
and he
yes,
tacked
sir.
up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a TK move. I'm just gonna say.
I appreciate it. Only a brother understands a brother.
One of my techniques that I use a lot that just bring out.
Hey, you haven't noticed that in this one. This one has the dotted effect.
It does, yes. Yeah.
The ribbit free.
Yeah.
The dotted
Let me
ones.
see this.
So, brothers got game.
I've always.
Riz, tell them a little bit about the origin of Strong Nation.
Oh.
Because in a country that is very, very diverse,
Yeah.
you're about unity.
Yes, I'm always.
And there's a map in your office that
yes, sir.
shows where your products are.
Yes, I even showed him
Yeah.
where all my products are at all my offices.
Over 1,000 stores.
Yeah, no, not yet. That's the dream I have to achieve. I have to reach 1,000 stores. I'm not yet there.
By the end of the year?
I should
By
be.
the end of the month.
No. By the end of the year, I should be. I've been helping a lot of other brands also in developing their brands.
There's little worlds in those dots if you look close enough.
Yep. Because it's the holographic material.
Yeah.
And what do you think about these effects? The holographic effects on the small icons.
I tend to not do that.
Why do you not do? Why?
Yeah. So anything. There's a delicacy to your
Oh,
tech
yes,
that you
yes,
want to
I
use.
understand, yeah.
But that's the difference between American design
Taste.
and Indian design.
Yes, it has to be more on the face.
Yes.
Over here.
Yeah. Here you kind of just throw the kitchen sink
You
at
know
it.
what? My target is always my always target is that on the shelf, the product has to stand out. If I can't invest in the mold like the company which we were talking about, Zoom Ad Labs, They have invested crazily on their mold. Their mold is their own identity. I don't even have to read the name. I can just see the bottle from far away and I can say it's of this brand. That's the level of investment there.
Riz knows about identity.
What?
Show us the mold.
And then it takes a village.
You also have a peanut butter brand.
I have a peanut butter brand. Oh, I'll come back to the same point. We got digressed. So the thing is, we have three brands.
This one, man.
Oh, yes. So the Strong Nation is all about sports nutrition, specialized formulations with good amount of dosages of ingredients which work, not the fancy just me too kind of formulations just to sell it. No, man, we will never do that. Then there is something called a Supp's compound. Have you guys seen The Boys?
Yes.
So what is Supp's?
The superhero.
The superhero. So my brand name is Supp's compound. It is not the white compound, it is Supp's compound. You remember the white compound in that? VOIGHT. So I am Supp's compound.
Very nice.
So these are micro superhuman making ingredients.
Exactly.
So the company name is also, the brand name is Supp's compound, superhuman formulas. It's a trademark name. So what
How
it
many
does is,
products do you have under that?
I have 7 right now. I'm gonna make it more than 50 by the way. It will even have single ingredient. It will even have multiple ingredient products in
Very
it.
cool.
And it will be only in the formulations of micronutrients in the form of capsules and tablets. Supp's compound is all about micronutrients. But then when it comes to superhuman, Strong Nation is all about macros. This is the company I was talking about, Zoomad Labs. See the bottle, man. See the mold. We can't make that kind of investment. The investment is crazy. They even have a tiger. They even have a shark.
They have a pirate bulldog.
Yes, they do have.
It's got an eye patch.
With an eye patch.
Yeah. So
With the ear flapping also.
I don't know if this would work in the US market because it's
This will. Oh, it's an amazing eye catcher, I will say.
It is, but like we would consider it tacky.
Yeah, it is tacky. But it is catchy.
But tacky is catchy here.
It's catchy.
This is your competition.
No, it's not my competition. It's a very inspirational product. I keep picking and
So you're
bringing.
friends with these guys.
No, I'm not friends with them.
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm friends with a lot of brands, but not them yet.
But that's respect.
I believe they are from Spain or somewhere from the.
I've seen these guys elsewhere. They have all kinds of different faces.
Yes, sir. They have a tiger. They have a dog. They have a shark.
I do think it's a little silly.
I understand, but then it's a very catchy
space on
name.
the other side to put everything
It's not
else.
functional.
Yeah. And it's got peonies.
Yeah, it's peeling off, but then that's bound to happen with the climate also. But then this is elemental. This will never come off. Think about it.
Well, right. And I these guys are in like South America.
They are from South America.
They're all over the place.
Should stay on it.
Yeah, they are South
That
Americans.
says Madrid.
Don't let these guys win.
Everyone will win, brother. I want everyone of all of
How
us.
big is the market? There's plenty of room for everyone.
It's a very, very big market. It's growing, and people always want something innovative, something different. You'll not believe this thing.
Something new.
Joey, you will not believe. Even in my packaging, I have to keep innovating just a little bit of here and there every 6 to 8 months. Otherwise, I will look the same every time.
Yeah.
I keep doing that.
So do you do like limited time offer releases?
Yes, I do that. But then one unique thing which we are not able to do in India, which we were talking about, is other brand flavor in your particular product, like the Oreo flavor,
Like collabs.
like the collabs. We are
That's
not
not
been able to
true
do.
because that one place that we went to that we can't name or videotape at, they do collabs.
They had Sesame Street. They had Paw Patrol.
No, you're talking about packaging or you're talking about the flavor. I'm talking about the flavor.
Okay.
Well, I mean, maybe,
You guys have in US you can have
well, do you want those kind of flavors here in India? Or do you
yes,
want,
why not? But the Indian ones,
Yeah,
You
I was
get
gonna
it?
say, don't you want like Indian flavors here?
Indian flavors. Like there's a company called Roo Afza. Their flavor syrup is something else. It is very culturally used over
Why
here
can't we get them?
because they are closed. They are more of a closed thinking groups.
Well,
all
okay.
these bigger brands.
You just gotta kick their door in.
I know, I will have to try something like that.
Well,
I want to do flavors like that.
There is a way. There's always a way.
There is always a way.
The Americans, guys. Like, I've seen too many executives, like, inside closed doors.
We show up today like this.
Yes.
We are the ones who break open the door because there's a willing.
I want to do that, TK. You know what? That is the innovation I want to achieve in India.
Bring the
right
first
now.
collabs.
Yeah, the brand collabs.
What is it? Pista? What is the
Pista.
Pista.
What's the major Pista brand here?
No one. There's nothing called a major. It's a cultural flavor.
So there's no.
There's something like the Parle G. Let's assume you have the Lotus Biscoff. We have Parle G over here. I will want to collab.
We need to come up with the list of collabs, find these people, and then we just go after.
Yes, and that will be something amazing. You know why?
And we sell
Because
it.
it is massively accepted by the consumer.
And we get distribution in Apollo.
Yeah, that will be something else. That will be something else.
Local
that will be
way,
amazing.
local
And
flavors.
Nutra Media can rock in India as a consultancy to innovate, to bring innovation, to bring differentiation in their packaging. I am one of the lone wolf which is doing that.
We should just roll together and just
So
come up
for
with
years-
something experimental.
For years, India has been a staple for sourcing.
True.
But now the engineering aspect of it, this is where we have an opportunity.
Yes,
To,
you
to,
go
to
beyond.
dynamically, yes, it's to dynamically
beyond.
engineer, to infuse creative ingenuity.
Yeah.
American ingenuity. I look at the American muscle car as an expression of that. It's not a functional vehicle.
It's not.
But look at what it
Especially
did.
in
Create a
India.
culture, a subculture, and a sub-economy.
It's a self-evident thing.
Yeah.
It's the T-Rex.
It's a T-Rex.
On another side, you talk about music. Look at jazz, right? Like what jazz is just the next beat. Bring it on. It's off the cuff. American music, the only American genre of music that is truly American is jazz, because it's about the next guy who's got
For
the
me, it's
instrument.
rock.
But you get what I'm trying to say. Truly, we were talking about American diets.
For me, rock and R&B is what American is.
I was
all
gonna say
about.
rock came from blues and R&B came from blues.
Yeah, you can say that.
All right, so what we have here is something by Supp's compound called Trophy Body. Thermogenic fat burner GDA body recomposition does a lot, but let's get into it. So on this label, we've got, starting out, carnitine tartrate. I mean, what's not to love about carnitine tartrate? We've got it here at 500 milligrams. Now, where I'm going to get thrown is an extensive amount of herbal extracts here. So, Gudmar extract, 500 milligrams. What is Gudmar?
It's a GDA. Again, it's an Ayurvedic ingredient herb which actually controls your glucose release.
What's the genus species name of Gudmar?
Genus, species, I will have to see that. I don't recollect. I'll have to. Gurmar, I really
You know
know
what's
it
funny is
from Gurmar.
Gudmar is like probably like the local term for
It's
it.
a local term.
But it's like when it comes to the nomenclature of these things, like everything defaults to Latin.
Yes,
And I
but
think that's,
we are not used to calling them with the genus species. We are more used to calling by their
Yeah.
generic name, which is Gurmar.
Well, like on vinegar, you got me like that's what's trigonel and
Trigonellium phoenium.
Or by the way, that's also good. So like that's also in this GDA realm.
Yes.
Okay. That's also got 4-hydroxyisoleucine, which is the component in fenugreek that gives
Yes,
it the
true.
GDA activity. Green tea catechins, obviously that's GDA, but that's somewhat of a
More of a
recon.
stimulation part.
Yeah. Is there caffeine in this?
Yes,
Natural.
just a very small hint of caffeine, not too much.
Berberis aristata,
True.
250 milligrams.
Yes, sir.
Did you see where
We saw that.
You saw
We saw.
You saw I went hunting in the hills?
Yes, sir.
That,
That was
so-
amazing.
that was so crazy.
That was amazing.
Gotta go do that sometime.
Yes, I'm gonna be actually sourcing that.
You
in
told
India.
us about those guys and how they're like Sherpas out there. Dude, here's the thing, like there's so many guys that are in the military or guys that are like doing some of this harvesting. We saw old ladies just pulling these
that's a normal thing for
massive
them.
amount of plants up on their back and just walking it back over
And
to
that
their house.
altitude.
It's insane.
It's insane.
Tyrosine, what's not to like?
Yes.
What's not to like about tyrosine and any kind of like metabolic, stimulant, whatever?
So the idea of creating this particular product was not just creating a high stimulant fat burner. It is not. The perspective of making this product is two-pronged, which is GDA as well as a little bit of metabolic effect
Yes.
through ingredients which will increase the basal metabolic rate.
So the tyrosine's falling into like the thyroid bucket, but it's also falling into like the neurotransmitter
Yes,
bucket.
neurotransmitter.
So like it's playing a little bit of both. Garcinia cambogia, why
for the
not?
appetite control.
Yeah, that's
It's still debatable, but yeah, it has been used since age old.
Is this Ayurvedic or is this new?
So it is nutraceutical as of now.
You are playing on both sides.
Yes,
of the,
all my Supp's compound products are most of the time herbal as well as allopathic ingredients. Both the ingredients, combinations of both, so that they have immediate effect, long-term effects also.
but I'm telling you, there are guys out there that will see you using these Ayurvedic things in these allopathic ingredients together, and they'll be like, "That guy's a bad actor. He's ruining Ayurveda."
No, so the thing is, in nutraceutical, there are certain limitation which you can do. So we are doing under the realm of nutraceutical as of now.
Yes.
If at all, I'll tom around as a Ayurvedic brand and then include allopathic ingredient in that. There as well.
It's just as like we would. He's just playing on a technicality in which he's.
Yes.
I love it. That's how you innovate.
Yes. And my idea is to give a consumer long-term effect as well as short-term effects.
Kutaki extract, is that from Kutkin?
Yes.
Liver metabolism?
Yes, liver metabolism.
Ginger.
Kutki.
Always good. That's
Ginger for the absorption.
But not only that, it also works on AMPK. Darhundaria or Darhu.
Daru Haridra.
Darhu.
It's
What was
extracted.
it? Darhu.
Daru Haridra.
Aridra. Okay.
Haridra.
Now, what's that for?
It's for actually the same GAD purpose.
Okay, cool.
GDA purpose.
Got 100 milligrams caffeine, always welcome.
Yes.
Got some papain and bromelain together. That's nice. We got some bioperin. You're friends with the guys at Savinsa?
Yeah, it's actually original bioperin.
Nice. 10 milligrams and not
Yes.
even fucking around right there. And your chromium picolinate is at a generous dose of 0.4.
Yes. From the perspective of GDA all over again.
Okay. That's all good. And we also did a podcast with Shaheen Majid.
Shaheen Majid of Savinsa.
Yeah. Sat down with them. We saw the lactose sport facility that they make the probiotic
Wow.
at. What else did they make? We went to go see their supercritical CO2 extraction
Wow.
facility. That was pretty.
That would have been an experience, huh?
Yes. There.
That's an experience. So it's a very nicely stable, not too aggressive GDA come fat burner.
Anybody could use this.
Anybody can use it. I advise my consumer to use it before meal.
Do you use Alfio in any of your products? Alfio Hindi?
Alpha Yumbin is banned in India, sir. Not just Yohimbin.
again?
We can't use alpha yumbin, we can't use yohimbin in any of the products in India.
But it's made here. It's
It is
from
made
here.
here. It is from
the
here.
world supply of Alpha
sir, it
Yo
is not
comes from
approved.
India.
It is not approved in anything, neither in Ayurveda, neither in nutraceutical.
Would you use it if you could use it?
I will use it definitely, 200%.
He's a STEM guy.
Why won't the government allow it?
So the thing is, it's all about the data. It's all about the understanding of the decision makers out there in FSCI to understand the data of the ingredient and their long-term study and their effects. So according to them, yohimbine falls in the different realm. I have even personally seen some of the people using yohimbine
Like regular
getting bad. They get anxiety. So one of the
If
reasons
the
I
dose
believe.
is too high, I mean,
Yes,
like
sir.
you play with a low dose, you're okay. And it's
I
nice.
understand, but then there are some people who will be even shattered with even a low dose. Yes,
Yeah.
true. So that's how about it. Like niacin. Niacin is limited at 18 mg.
How much?
18 mg. 1.8. 1.8.
What's the highest dose you've ever done?
500. That's normal.
I bet you cooked.
No, I'm kind of used to it. 500 mg.
I'm glad you're all right.
It gives a nice flush. It gives a nice rush to your body. It is like a nitrox for your heart.
Yeah.
It actually improves your.
He's a writer. He likes to experiment.
Yes, sir. I am. You will see my experimental table out there, ingredients and all. I love doing that.
Where do
Now-
you get 500 milligram niacin?
No,
Here
it's
it is.
available in nutraceutical. As a nutraceutical from Now company in India, it is available.
So you can get 500.
500 is available. But as a formulation, I can't use.
But I mean, do you ever like throw in a pre-workout at that 18?
I
milligrams
use
for-
18.
for a little-
18 is allowed.
For a little pop.
18 is allowed.
Yeah.
Only 18 is allowed.
We gotta get Alfio approved here.
Oh yes, if it will be something, it will be an amazing.
That's where the
thing.
lobbying
The
is
lobbying
really-
is needed for that.
Yeah, of course, but like there are three companies.
This is another unique product, Joey, I'm doing, Pump Hunter. It is more of a test booster with respectable amount of blood flow ingredients.
So crazy erections.
Yes, you can see the eggplant out there.
Pump Hunter,
Hunting pup.
I'm hunting the pumps.
not the muscle pumps.
Whatever pumps.
So I'm displaying very generously the arm and the eggplant out there. It's gonna give you more.
Oh, look at that!
Yes, you didn't
look
notice
at that. He's got the arm and the eggplant.
See the designing part, brother.
Okay.
See, I'm not so provocative, yet I am.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay.
That's funny. If I saw that in the gas station, I would have a laugh.
And that's where I'm going to be achieving my eyeball. And you will remember me. That's what I want.
We got Tribulus.
At the same time, now I'm not a fly-by shop which is making some shitty sexual performance product. It's an effective product. That's a win out there.
This is great.
And it will work.
We got the niacin in here.
Yeah.
That's this.
Blood flow, brother.
You should say that. So we introduced TK and Joey to the concept of what is Desi Jugaad.
Desi Jugaad.
And just the idea of you being able to creatively market that with this cheekiness, that's Desi.
That's Desi Jugaad.
Artistic.
Artistic yet Desi. It is like making a point, yet not being too provocative.
So much non-verbal communication happening in this country, visualization, stimulation. It has. If you're pitching it through marketing, it has to be through this type of lens.
What do you think about the formulation, brother?
So I have a hard time usually with like pump ingredients and stuff like that. It's just really hard to do because you need space. You need a lot of citrulline. You need a lot of arginine. You've got them both in here, which you're leaning on the synergy hard. But the tribulus in there is good. The ashwagandha, I can take it or leave it in something like this because you want a little.
But then the consumer, Indian consumer, they love ashwagandha.
Everyone fucking.
They
loves
want ashwagandha in any sexual product. Even if at all I don't want to put it.
Well, I mean, I guess killing cortisol is going to make more testosterone. That's one way of looking at
But
it.
personally, I will say, I can do away with the ashwagandha. But then, yeah, Indian consumer still actually is hinged on Shilajit and ashwagandha as a sexual performance ingredient. Whereas we know it is not actually directly affecting.
The low-key smart thing in here is the velvet bean.
Yeah.
The prolactin inhibition from the dopamine.
Yes, sir.
Like, it's going to keep you going.
Yes, sir.
It's going to keep you going. Do this with some PT 141, huh?
Yeah, I tried my best to actually achieve that. And I'll tell you something. I wanted to make it more stronger and powerful. But then the limitation of the price point.
Yeah.
If at all I want to do it more effective,
How many caps?
the first thing which I'll try to do is I'll make it in a AAA capsule, which is this size. And now,
You just had a triple.
yes, I did have. Yes, sir, I know. But then in India, that is not actually accepted. A AAA capsule is not accepted.
Why?
Whereas
The old people?
no, the thing is that they feel that it's too big. We know that it's nothing.
What about a fish oil soft gel? It's not there.
That's okay because it's soft. They are okay with it.
They're both soft, the same amount of softness.
It's so stupid.
But then they feel that it's an assumption. It's an assumption. You will go to the manufacturers in India. You will rarely find anyone using AAA capsule.
If we could just sit down with the side, just like yell at them and tell them why they're stupid.
No,
You don't need to yell at them because they have an open they have an open ear. So they're only
people need right lobbying. They need right proposition. Then it is gonna work.
How many representatives are there in the government of like in Delhi? Like you guys are a democracy. Do you have like representatives and stuff from like each state? So how many representatives from each state?
I don't have a number on that, but there will be representative from each and every state. And there is a governing body in every state also. There is an FSI office, head office over here for Bombay also.
We can't fuck around like that. We got to go straight to the top. Straight to the top and have a nation.
And there is a system. So the first thing which I believe is missing in India is that we need to have a lobby of all the nutraceutical manufacturer, all the
you have
ingredient
a
manufacturer,
trade organization.
trade organization of these people.
Yes.
So if you look at Bharat Nutraverse, that's a trade show that is really trying to drive domestic manufacturers and component manufacturers, everyone within the industry in India to one trade show. And like that's where you have the government lobbying that can potentially happen. You can mobilize, you can, similar to what we have Fly-In Day, like the genesis of that is that type of show.
We're part of like a handful of different trade organizations, and we fly to Washington, D.C. twice a year to go talk to all of our representatives to let them know what's on our agenda, what we want done, and to get it done. Like, and doing that multiple times a year, like just to keep them reminding that our industry is out there. These are what we want to do. Please get these things done. And in the last 2 years, like we've gotten pretty far on like 2 or 3 different points. So we're kind of, because we've been successful, we're like, oh shit, what do we want next? Cause
You know, this is the beauty of America, is what I believe. People out there are actually proactive, independent, and have this particular sense of freedom.
yeah.
Whereas in India,
They should
I have
be
realized one
accountable
point
to
that people are very caged about their opinion, and this kind of action and this kind of unity is not still there. People are still trying to build their own enterprise and not trying to understand and seeing the larger picture. When a company or a team will build an organization, something like that, it will be in the benefit of everyone.
Well, it's interesting because once you start operating on that level, the power you invoke, not just from your own company, but from the industry as a whole.
There's not even a trade union of the supplement stores over here in India.
There needs to be that too.
There needs to be there.
Because sometimes policies affect them directly. Like you know
Like the tax.
or the
Just go for the sake of tax, I will say. Let us not even talk about the science. The tax is 18%.
on these products,
Yes, sir. 18.
and that's exclusive to these types of nutraceutical products.
For nutraceutical category, it is 18%. Yes, that is the right question. Why? The question over here is, are we in the industry of building better lives? Yes. Are we actually in healthcare? Yes. Shouldn't we be taxed less? Yes, but we are not.
What is
The government is still treating us as a luxury category, which is wrong.
All right, so what does that 18% tax go to, or does it just go to the government
The government.
to do whatever? Well, they're not fucking fixing roads. I'll tell you that.
Yes, sir.
We were laughing that in this room we
We're
have.
trying to figure out what to eat for lunch.
I got my Muslim brother here.
We were laughing that we have a Hindi, we have a Muslim, Hindu. What's the difference?
Hindi is the language, Hindu is the culture.
Sorry.
Oh, no sorries, brother.
It gets thrown around a lot. You're
Yeah.
not sure which is what.
Yeah, I did not know that there was a difference. I thought they were.
Oh, that's okay. That's completely okay. I am also Hindi.
By language.
My language.
Yeah.
So Hindi is our universal language.
Okay.
Like English, Hindi. English, Hindi. Hindi is our usual language in India.
You're Hindu.
Hindu.
He's
by faith.
Muslim by faith.
Muslim by faith.
We're Americans, so
And more correct definition of him is not even Hindu. He is Sanatani. Sanatan Dharma.
All encompassing.
A dharma which is comprising of all tenets of faith and culture. And Sanatan Dharma starts from Kashmir and still Kanyakumari.
Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vedanti.
Vedanti.
The wise man, there's one truth, but the wise men give it many names.
And the wise men are the tribes, which I personally believe is the tribes at those times when people were hunting mammoths. And they all wanted one thing: don't kill a human.
Yeah.
So they created their religions and their gods, but everyone knew simple logical thing is that there is one Lord, one energy which is protecting and taking care of all of us. Whether you call him Allah, you call him Bhagwan, you call him Jesus, you call him by any name, he is one.
I believe in that.
Yeah.
I only believe in that. I always say this one simple thing. When you will be actually, God forbid, having an accident, and if I come running by, I am not going to see whether you are of this faith or that faith. I'm just going to lift you up. And you are going to do the same to me is what I believe. But at the same time, when I will be admitted, God forbid, in an hospital, and if at all I will be in need of blood, am I gonna say I need only this particular religion blood? No.
If I was given the choice of some random person's blood or to get Riz's blood, I take Riz's blood because I know
You're a vampire.
because I know he's got a lot of exotic chemicals and stimulants.
Yes, sir. Full of it.
And I'd be like, I'm gonna take his.
I'm gonna be high.
Guys, I gotta bring this up. Riz has saved on multiple occasions. He's saved people that were in dire circumstances.
I will not love to talk about it, but then the truth of the matter is what that tells us that when your loved ones or anyone is even in the hospital and he may require, God forbid, ever that kind of time comes to our life, you are never gonna ask about the faith or any religion. You are gonna ask about that saving requirement.
Compassion is universal.
That's true. The truth of the matter is you're never gonna ask your doctor what his religion is. That doctor is the God.
Well, Riz told me about that because when he was bringing up Lord Hanuman and how Hanuman is a protector,
I love him.
and Hanuman is the epitome of physical fitness, Shiva,
fitness,
but
reverence.
he's physically fit. He said he's physically fit, so he's ready to serve when the time calls, and he actually ended up saving people because he was physically fit. Did you not lift a car?
And that is what actually a rickshaw. That is what actually being strong is all about.
does that shit for reps.
Oh, you know what? So the thing is, what happened is, I was just driving my car down the road, and a rickshaw just in front of me toppled over. In a split second, what got into me, I don't know. I opened the door super fast, rushed to that rickshaw, lifted that up, and the rickshaw guy who was driving was just looking at me like this.
Has it happened?
Hey, yes.
I bet that was like one of the coolest moments of your life. You're like,
No.
not every day do I get to be a superhero.
Part of my life was once I was 15 years before, when I was coming down the road late in the night, midnight at 3 a.m. in the night, and I noticed one guy fallen down on the road in a very dark pitch highway. Nothing was visible. God knows how I was able to see him.
This was in Mumbai.
It was in Mumbai.
That's fucked.
I had to park my bike, not like this. I parked my bike in a way so that I blocked the road so that people can see that bike. I rushed, lifted that guy up because he was drunk and he was unconscious. I lifted that guy up, made him sit, and then made him awake and told him, you were about to die. Some car would have just come and gone over you. And then I left from that place. What I'm trying to say is that I never asked anyone, what was your religion?
No.
But your physical fitness, brother.
And the fitness and that alertness, our stimulants come and play at that time. So the fitness level, the belief, the human tendency to help each other is always going to be there. One thing I always keep saying about this particular technology era is people are still going to believe a person. A human is still going to believe in a human more than an AI telling him anything.
You know what I think is neat is like I've developed this entire superhero persona for you now. That
Soup's compound.
yeah, Soup's compound or Freaky Wolf strikes again.
With the pump.
Saves a person, lifts a rickshaw, and then he's going.
Rush.
He's-
Hey,
yeah.
my favorite character is Batman for a reason.
Then he's on the pump.
You're all blacked out, of course.
I am always in black.
Yeah.
You would have noticed that,
Back
if
in
at all.
black.
I'm always in black. My coolest, my walkout song has to be Back in Black. Even if at all you will visit my Instagram, it is Back in Black. I'm an all out black, fan and a Batman fan, and especially the Christopher Nolan universe.
Best one.
He's a black hat cowboy.
Oh, I love his movies. I love Prestige.
Yeah.
Have you seen Prestige?
One of my favorites.
You know what I love about that particular movie? Have you seen Prestige, brother?
absolutely.
The only takeaway from that movie is dedication. What dedication to your art is all about. When he gives an example of that Chinese guy holding that bowl in between his leg all his life just to protect his trick till the time he dies. That is dedication. That is the dedication I want to achieve in my life.
Or even the dedication to innovation with the whole Tesla thing. I thought that was pretty cool.
The Tesla?
Yeah.
Oh, that man is a genius, no doubt about it. He's a creator. He's a creator par
If you haven't
excellence.
seen The Prestige, there's like some science in it too that was like really fucking out there.
Out there, he's out there. He's out there, man. Christopher Nolan, but gives life lessons in even his dialogues. I believe every dialogue of his movie is a life lesson.
Look at the cultural references, right? You have AC, DC. You have Christopher Nolan.
Oh, he's basically he's American.
But the relatability
I
to
love
the
America.
but Riz, you're not an outlier. This is the generation of adaptability to American branding. You know, it's not hard.
You know why America is successful is what I personally believe is this freedom of thought.
Yes.
The freedom to do things in your own way.
is under attack.
And the people thinking in the same free way. That is what I love about it.
Well, that's like kind of the crisis that we've had traveling here. It's like, you know, we just need to like fire these people up a little bit. And
Fuse American ingenuity into this DNA.
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Speaking of DNA, you want to just quickly talk about how
Oh,
this
yeah. This is some unique ingredient which we are using on, and you should be trying it. This particular company has a stevia, which is you can use it. You'll be surprised that this stevia will not give you that bitter aftertaste. At the same time, the unique thing about this company is even the plant is owned by them. The real plant. Think about it.
I love the packaging.
That is, yeah. I'm gonna give you one more.
Where's it from?
Yeah, it's from India, Ahmedabad, from his place.
It's from Gujarat.
Gujarat. It is grown. The plant is also their
Second
own.
trip we're
They
going
have
to
genetically modified the plant.
Really?
That is the reason it doesn't give you any aftertaste.
Some people are gonna be like, oh, it's a genetically modified plant. Oh my god.
No, it is genetically modified for the reason, for goodness of it.
Look, I get it, dude. I love genetically
And these are the same
modified
people who are
fucking
eating
anything.
candies and crap, isn't it?
Is that what you're using to sweeten this?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
No aftertaste, you will not feel that you're having stevia. You will feel you're having sugar. 0 calorie. Voila.
You wanna get a dab? Get a dab.
So it's like a stevia that is like a sucralose.
Is this an infomercial? Like, oh my god. What's the catch, Riz? That's amazing.
The catch is that they have genetically modified that.
Exactly like sugar.
It is sugar.
Tastes exactly like
Believe in me, it is like sugar. You will be surprised.
can't believe it's not sugar.
I just gotta wear a little.
I'm using this particular stevia
Yeah, sell that
from
for
the.
dhoti.
I'm using this stevia from the last 10 years at my home. My coffee, my sweets, everything
Why
is
don't we
cooked.
just like use this and like make commercials and stuff for it? Like,
They don't export to US?
Yeah, we will be exporting through You Go Beyond in US.
but I mean, we could just do billboards and shit here in fucking Mumbai.
I'm already selling it in India.
Okay, hit up Uday right here if you wanna bring this new type of stevia. into This is the best type of. This is the best.
We're gonna have to negotiate those details, but we can work out something.
That's really good, and that's a Rev A. That's a really nice Rev. Can they do that with Rev M?
What do we mean by Rebel?
Oh, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about it off the air. But no, there's different stevia glycosides that you can use that have different ranges of potency. So it's like if you can imagine like you're playing a piano, right? And then there's a note like a boom, 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 like hitting those with stevia glycosides. And you have Reb A, so you've got boom, which is good. But if I can hit the M at the same time, boom, like then I'm a lot better off. And the sweetness is a lot more rounded profile, and we could do something there.
And they have 3 type of stevias, by the
I
way.
know. Yeah, let's genetically modify the fuck out of this. I don't
They
give a
have
shit.
3 type of stevias with different grades.
Yeah.
Used for baking, for liquid, and for powder. They have 3 different types.
So
And their own factory, own plant, own factory, own extraction process.
is that the stevia in this?
Yes, sir. This peanut butter is made only with
Do you
that
have any
stevia.
spoons?
Oh yes, you will love it, sweetie.
The only
You're
thing
killing
the media needs is a sweetie.
Oh my god, I don't think it would work.
I'm so sorry. Can you give me some spoons, Raja? We have to try the peanut butter.
I would
Guys, don't laugh.
Wicked soup. But he says it with love and affection.
Riz, you're such a main character. It's hilarious.
He's not an NPC, right?
Not at all.
I have to be at the Nutramedia office, man.
You should come.
We have to rock shit out.
How do we get him to?
He's coming to the Arnold. You should make a just give yourself an additional 2-3 days.
We're having a trade show.
Yeah, I want to be in that.
September
When
8th
is
to
it?
11th.
That I'm gonna confirm. I'll MC it for you.
Isn't that when the rainy season starts
I'll MC
anyway?
it for you, man. Your trade show. I'll make everyone.
And I mean, you don't want to be. I mean, you don't want to be here in September anyway, right? The weather.
No, it's not about weather, but I'll be there.
he's just giving you more incentive.
Yeah, but I love to be there.
Alright, cool.
That's it.
We're gonna take Riz out on a boat.
Yeah,
We're
you
gonna
like boats?
ski.
You like jet skis?
Oh yes, I love adventure.
Alright, cool.
I'll MC it for you. I was just saying I'll MC the whole show for you. Everyone will just die laughing.
We should definitely have some parts that are definitely for Riz.
Yeah.
Make people crazy out there.
You're gonna have to fight Ben Kane for that.
Yeah, you want me to come in the Batman cape?
Do you know Ben?
Who, Ben?
Price plow.
Price Plow guy. I think I know him. I think. I follow him. The guy with the walrus mustache.
Yeah.
The walrus.
I'm sorry, Ben.
Sorry, man.
Sorry, Ben. That's the definitive part of you, man. You look amazing in that.
All right, so let's do a test. So this is a
Chocolate flavored.
it's a peanut butter. It's a whey infused peanut butter.
Yeah, it's a whey infused peanut butter crunchy flavor. When I use the word,
natural peanut butter.
obviously natural, supernatural,
Yeah. Supernatural.
supernatural, and
Magical peanut butter.
nothing magical about it. It's just that it's not gonna give you any insulin spike. Any natural peanut butter has to be stirred after opening because the oil settles most of the time. And that is actually the trademark of a good quality peanut butter, that the oil is getting separated because it is natural.
I've heard of this before too.
That's
You
what
know,
Jiffy.
I made a peanut butter myself once upon a time. Mm-hmm. And it was for the government.
For the government.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is Riz's brand. What's it called?
It's savory.
Savvy.
Savory.
Savory.
Look at the front of the thing.
Robert.
Sugar-free peanut butter, chocolate crunch.
Crunchy chocolate. Yep. No sugar. It has FOS also in it.
Your homogeneity is really good.
Acha, the thing is, it has FOS,
Really?
fructooligosaccharides.
Nice.
Yes, it has FOS, it has whey protein, it has stevia, the sugar fighter one. Thank you, Robert. Robert, without even listening, he knew I needed tissue paper. Without even me saying about it. That way.
Oh no! Oh no!
What?
Oh no!
What is that?
Oh.
What you guys are mimicking, man?
Bro.
Can I know?
Yeah, you can know.
You can know.
Tell me that
And, oh.
We were cursed on this trip.
We're in Bangalore.
What happened there?
We got hit up by some street beggars of sorts. And I want you to watch this video.
Oh God.
And we might include this in the podcast just for some comedic relief.
You should show it.
That we pull up to this intersection. We're all in the car, right? And we're not exactly sure what the fuck is happening when it happens. Damn it.
What do you think about
Very
the
good.
Sure.
I like it.
You'll love the creamy one also.
Put it on some.
Where's the creamy? I'm a creamy
Yeah.
guy.
Banana.
All right.
Sweetie, creamy wala dena, creamy. Creamy.
All right. I'm gonna turn up the brightness in this so you can get the full effect.
We'll have to play it back.
Just hit play.
That's TK.
All right. Look out the window though.
What happened to you? Oh man, she's just doing some yo-yo.
Can I do it?
Do the playback play.
How you doing? Why am I being so? I'm such a DC. That's your brown on brown crime, dude.
Creamy wala dena. Chocolate creamy dena na jo open hai.
Let's just give it.
He rolls down the
TK,
window.
how much does she want for it? I don't know, TK, but here, give her this. Don't take. I mean, if she gives you the toy, you can take it. Can I have that?
200.
Oh, that's all I have.
200.
That's all I got.
Like demanding 200.
My man, you negotiate, dude. You take this? There you go. I'll call that.
She's got backup coming. You see the backup coming?
Turn it. Turn it. Those are don't take.
Ram Ram. Who's the Ram Ram?
I'm saying-
You are the Ram Ram. I was like, you were saying Ram Ram now.
200, no more. No, we don't. He said he don't want it. He said no. No. Here you go. No.
Ready.
Oh God, the other one comes.
No, I don't want
Oh, in a very slow motion, like a fart, slowly,
You saw her come in?
in a ninja face mask. That now we are gonna steal the stuff from TK. Roll up the window, my man. Roll up. Crazy.
I gotta go.
ये वाला try करना. You love this creamy
This
one.
is Belgian chocolate. You know how you love Belgian chocolate.
Oh yeah.
This creamy.
You want to tell them about your views on Belgian chocolate?
And French vanilla. They're bullshit.
What is it?
Where the fuck's chocolate come from?
Cocoa.
Not Belgium.
Obviously not.
Or Dubai?
The Dubai chocolate. Hey, I'm gonna launch the most unique flavor in India in peanut butter. Probably nobody has done it before.
What?
As I told you, I believe in innovation. So I am launching a kunafa peanut butter. That kunafa peanut butter will be having a pista layer, Belgian chocolate layer, crunch, and the sprinkle of semolina above it.
So like
And all in sugar, in the same.
So you gotta
Spoon also along with it.
get a core sample of the whole thing.
Yes, sir. I'll show you half-eaten one.
Layer.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'll just show you the layer. Robert. I'm so sorry. That's my life every single day. Robert and Sweetie.
They should have their own podcast
Yeah, they should.
after hours.
Robert,
This is orange green.
कुनाफा वाला डब्बा लेके आना. वहाँ पे मेरे टेबल पे रखा है. That is orange.
I've never heard of orange.
Yeah. It is still in the works. I will say it is not that perfected. I am still working on improving the taste texture of this.
It's the flavor. No, it's just the flavor.
Yes, sir.
Everything is fine.
Yes, I.
Not the flavor up, but you need a different orange. You need a softer orange, one that like will play into this.
You that little orange that we had on,
Did you
on
try
that
the orange?
farm.
What?
Kumquat. Did you try it? I ate
The
the
concept is solid. Maybe a little vanilla.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Okay, so it's kind of half eaten. You can just see how it is gonna be.
Couldn't hold yourself.
I couldn't hold myself back. It's a sample bottle, if you will see sample, but it is going to be layers.
That looks like that drink with the jello that was suspended.
Yeah, it kind of does.
But you can taste it. You are gonna love it because it is pista and Belgian chocolate.
I missed it. I missed
You
it.
please take the crunch too.
I'm trying to get a little everything.
Yes, that's the plan.
Okay.
It is chocolate, Belgian chocolate, and the pista and the crunch. Oh wow, you should try it, brother. Give me your verdict. It is still in the creation stage. I am going to perfect it further.
It tastes like a dessert.
It is a dessert with sugar free, no sugar. And the whole bottle is gonna have more than 140 grams of protein. One bottle will contain 140 grams of
A
protein.
little salt. A little salt is all.
Yes, sir. Pink Himalayan salt is gonna be put.
I don't give a fuck. Just a little bit. It just needs a little bit.
It's like a dessert. It's like something I would order at a steakhouse.
It will be in replacement to your pecan pie.
I don't know if I would put.
It's a barter deal, brother.
I don't know if I'd put these in tubs like this. I'd put them like in like toothpaste tubes.
so the
Because I'd be like,
There's a proper conveyor machine. It's a big factory we
Yeah.
have. It's a big automated factory we have in which it is created. Okay.
But this is where your playground is.
Yes,
This
I
is
love
your
innovating.
experience.
I love innovating, and any brand which comes for consulting with me, this is what my first question is always gonna be.
And you're supporting international brands as well.
Yes, I am supporting a couple of international brands like Psycho Pharma, and I'm working with him. Darren Householder, you know Darren Householder? He's from California, I believe.
why is that name familiar? He wasn't
He's a
always.
rock star, rocking. He's a rock star kind of guy.
No, Darren Decker.
No, he's talking about a different guy.
Darren Householder. I'm not talking about house.
Riz, where can we find you online?
What?
Where can we find you online?
Where can the viewers find you online? How do they find
me
you?
on Instagram? They can find me on my email ID, which is riz@brandpreneur.in. My website is brandpreneur.in. Why brandpreneur, not an entrepreneur? I am building brands.
Brandpreneur.
Yes, I am in the business of building brands. That's why brandpreneur.
You're a brandpreneur on Instagram too?
Yes, sir. Riz@brandpreneur.
What about LinkedIn?
Everywhere I'm brandpreneur.
Oh, okay. That's your brand.
Yes, sir. And it's trademarked by me over here in India.
Where can you find Strong Nation?
Strong Nation is available at strongnation.in, www.strongnation.in. IN. In India, more than .com.in works.
Okay.
And we're located not too far from the airport. So anybody that's
pretty near to the airport. We are in the heart of the city, Mumbai, and I am helping brands of US also and Indian also to go to the US brand in India. Oh, I am even consulting some of the brands in UAE and even in Saudi Arabia. The one design which you just saw is of Saudi Arabia.
how big is that market? Now, right now, the American viewer does not know, but
It's huge.
TK, believe me, one of the biggest market is Saudi Arabia. They're just opening up to the modernization right now. They're growing now.
That was a killer photo. I'm sorry. I'm tagging you for your social.
All right, guys, let's wrap this up. Go get something to eat. It's been a pleasure, Rez. Thank you very much for having us into your office and terrorizing your staff.
I'm glad we could help keep them sharp.
Yeah.
they'll appreciate this, guys.
Yeah.
How far does it go? How far does it go in terms of having Americans come visit? These guys believe in what they're doing, and now it's real.
Yeah, we even have Bollywood stars coming to our office because I have been having great relation with them. Having said that, it's more about the purpose. If at all they feel they are going to grow over here, they are going to learn something new, then they stick around. And they take it as their own brand.
It's a lot like YouTube media.
Yes, sir. And that is how it actually grows. That is how it will grow. And I believe in grooming my people. I believe in training them in a way that when they leave my organization, they should be actually proud of from where they come from, what they have learned. And I take joy in training people. I used to have more than 450 people working for me in my previous company, which I owned. I used to own the second biggest gym chain of India.
You sold it?
Yes, I closed it in Corona times.
I see.
Yes, I had to close it. It was a crisis, let me tell you, $1 million crisis. And then I started more focusing on my supplement businesses. And this is my second supplement brand. And consulting is what I do for joy,
Yes.
for the love of it, believe in me.
Love the game.
Yeah, I love the game. I love creating something new. I love creating something which is going to make a mark. It is not about money. It is just about that achievement, that sense of creating something. It might sound a bit naive, but then the truth of the matter is I actually love this game. I've been doing this only since last 2 decades.
Game recognized game. That's all we came.
I've been doing only fitness and nutrition since last 2 decades. Not just 2 decades, from the day I become an adult.
See, that's exactly how I've been in it too. Like, it's the only thing I've ever done.
If the people come to me with any other business or proposition, I'm like, what? It is like that for me. I'm like, okay, you might think I'm a good salesman. I might be a great marketer, but I don't love that. So I will not be able to
love it.
put my...
You have to believe it.
Yes.
You have to be bought in, and this is a great thing to be bought in.
Yeah. But we will make it happen. We will win. This is what my always belief is. We will win, and it is we. I have always believed in collaborations. I have always believed in building things in a way of a staircase rather than just a bridge. Staircase, step by step, you will get there.
Thanks, Riz. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
It was great catching up with you. We are gonna rock. Let's do something great.